Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I'm truly pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Today we're going to dive into a topic that's reshaping our industry, how artificial intelligence is helping us master the art of revenue optimization.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll start by looking at the fundamental revenue puzzle every hotel has to solve. Then, we'll explore how AI gives us a powerful new way to analyze it. After that, we'll see what this looks like in action, and crucially, we'll discuss the balance between data and the human touch. Finally, we'll talk about what all this means for your future careers.
You know, at the heart of every hotel's operation, there's this constant, delicate balancing act. It's what we call the revenue optimization puzzle. And it all boils down to this. How do you perfectly balance profitability with occupancy? It's about making the absolute best decisions on who gets to book a room and when.
So how do we actually influence this balance? Well, one of the primary tools in our toolkit is something called booking restrictions. Now, these aren't just simple rules. Think of them as really powerful levers. Things like setting a minimum length of stay or closing certain dates for arrival. These allow a revenue manager to actively shape demand and guide the hotel toward its financial targets.
But here's the catch. Using these levers means you're always making trade-offs. Let's say it's a huge conference weekend, right? High demand. If you accept a simple one-night booking, you might be turning away someone who wanted to stay for 3 nights, bringing in way more value. On the flip side, during a slow week, you want to fill those rooms, but if you're too loose with your rules, you might fill them with low-value bookings that hurt your bottom line. It's a constant strategic challenge.
And that really brings us to the key question, doesn't it? With so many factors in play, market changes, how quickly people are booking, what guests are doing, how can anyone possibly make the perfect optimal decision every single time? This is where the traditional, manual ways of doing things start to hit a wall.
And that's exactly where technology comes into the picture. The answer lies in a tool that can see patterns and make connections that are, frankly, beyond what a human being can process. We are, of course, talking about artificial intelligence.
Just think about it for a second. An AI system doesn't have biases. It never gets tired, and it can sift through massive amounts of data in the blink of an eye. It takes all your hotel's past booking history, combines it with really sophisticated forecasts for future demand, and then weighs all those complex trade-offs we talked about, but it does it with a level of precision we've just never had before.
And listen, this isn't some abstract theory. This is happening right now in hotels all over the world. You've got leading platforms like Duetto and Infor SERMS. Duetto, for example, is fantastic at using its AI to tell you exactly when you should apply a minimum stay rule. Meanwhile, Infor SERMS helps make sure those AI recommendations fit perfectly within your hotel's bigger picture strategy. These are real tools driving real results today.
Okay, but here is where AI truly becomes a game changer. It lets us move away from those old set-it-and-forget-it rules. We're shifting from a static way of planning to something far more exciting, real-time adaptation.
Just look at the difference. The traditional approach meant you'd set your restrictions maybe weeks or even months ahead of time based on a forecast. But with AI, those rules become alive. They're dynamic. They can literally adjust themselves from minute to minute, responding instantly to what's actually happening with demand in the real world.
So how does that actually work? Well, you can think of it as a constant, intelligent loop. First, the AI is always analyzing your live booking pace. Second, it's forecasting any potential shifts in demand. Third, based on that data, it suggests the absolute best restriction. And fourth, in many systems, it can even make those adjustments automatically for you. It's always on, always learning.
The logic behind it is actually very simple but incredibly powerful. If the system notices that bookings for a certain weekend are coming in way faster than expected, it might automatically tighten things up, say by increasing the minimum stay from 2 nights to 3, to save those rooms for more valuable guests. And if demand suddenly drops, it does the opposite, loosening restrictions to help attract more bookings and fill those rooms. This kind of flexibility is just invaluable. It's especially powerful during what we in the industry call shoulder periods, those tricky times between your peak season and your off-season. Those periods are notoriously hard to predict, and that's where AI's ability to adapt on the fly gives a hotel a huge competitive edge.
Now, it's easy to get excited about all of this amazing data and technology, but it's only half of the story, because we can never, ever forget the most important part of hospitality, the human element.
I think this quote sums it up perfectly. It really gets to the heart of this new partnership.
The AI is there to give you the analytical, mathematical precision. But you, the hospitality professional, the future leader, you provide the strategic vision and the oversight.
So why is that so critical? Well, a computer can't truly understand the nuance of a great guest experience. It doesn't know what it takes to build real, lasting customer loyalty, and it can't grasp how your decisions impact your hotel's unique brand. For instance, if you apply restrictions too aggressively, you might frustrate a loyal guest who's been coming for years. The AI might not see that long-term cost, but you do. Your judgment is irreplaceable.
And this really brings us to a core principle that I know is taught right here at Europe Hotel School. True excellence in this industry is always found in that perfect balance. You have to constantly weigh your revenue goals against your unwavering commitment to providing an exceptional guest experience. One simply cannot succeed without the other.
So, as we start to wrap up, let's look ahead. Let's think about what all of this means for you as you prepare to become the next generation of leaders in hospitality.
I want you to think of your future toolkit as having two essential parts that must work together. On one side, you have your strategic thinking, your human expertise. That's the tool you'll use to grow the brand. On the other side, you have data analysis, powered by AI. That's your tool for optimizing revenue. The magic happens when you use them in harmony.
So, if you remember just one thing from our time together today, please let it be this. The future of our industry is not about human versus machine. It's about the human with the machine. The most successful leaders, the ones who will truly innovate, will be the ones who master that collaboration.
And so, I'll leave you with this final thought to take with you. As a future hospitality leader, how will you personally leverage the incredible power of data alongside the irreplaceable wisdom of human insight? Not just to make more money, but to completely redefine what an exceptional guest experience can and should be. The answer to that question will define your success. Thank you.